Committee, Jamie Raskin.
Thank you, Brad. Thank you very much.
Birthday,
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you, Brad and Congressional Integrity Project, and thank you all for coming out. Today's impeachment inquiry vote is indeed part of the continuing effort to deny Joe Biden the office of President of the United States. And what we saw it happen on January 6, 2021, when Donald Trump incited a violent insurrection to overturn the presidential election, to set aside the work of Congress in the peaceful transfer of power, to disrupt Vice President Pence in the execution of his duties. And they tried to stop Biden from becoming president then. And now this ridiculous impeachment drive continues the effort to keep Biden from being able to do his presidential duties. You know, the reason that mysteries are called whodunits is because they start with the crime, and then you have to try to figure out who did it. But the Biden impeachment investigation is not a whodunit, it's a what is it? After 11 months, nobody can tell you what Joe Biden's alleged crime is, where it happened, when it happened, what the motive was, or who the victims are. Maybe the funniest thing I've ever seen in Congress was yesterday in the Rules Committee when Joe Neguse was asking Congressman Reschenthaler what the crime was, and he kept saying, "We don't know, that's why we need to create an impeachment inquiry." And they went around the track 3 or 4 times, and he's saying, "But what is it? What is the crime that you're looking for in the impeachment inquiry?" And he said, "We don't know, we need an impeachment inquiry." It was like an MC Escher print. And then finally, somebody passed Reschenthaler a note, and he said, "We're looking for a high crime or misdemeanor." And then Neguse said to him, "Well, which high crime or misdemeanor?" Look, Joe Neguse was involved in a real impeachment investigation where there was a real presidential offense when Donald Trump incited a violent insurrection against the Constitution, against the Congress, against the vice president, against the people's election for president. And we didn't need Sherlock Holmes or a magnifying glass to try to find the presidential crime. It came right into this house and it smashed us in the face. So, they've got a mountain of evidence, but all the evidence shows that Joe Biden is not guilty of any presidential offense. In fact, their own witnesses came to their only public hearing on impeachment, and to a witness said that they did not see sufficient evidence to justify impeachment. Well, don't we need an inquiry then to get more evidence? No, they've gotten whatever they wanted, and don't take my word for that, because Chairman Comer has gone on TV and bragged about the fact that he's gotten 100% compliance with all of his subpoenas. They've gotten hundreds of thousands of pages worth of documents and dozens of hours of testimony from 9 different federal government officials from the Biden administration. And now they're talking about obstruction. It's too late for that, not when you're bragging that you've already gotten everything that you've looked for. The only people obstructing with Chairman Comer's investigation is Chairman Comer, because Hunter Biden said he was going to come today and testify, not just before a few people in a back room, but before the entire committee staff, the entire Congress, the entire country, and the entire world. But they wouldn't have it because they insist upon backroom interrogations where they can then cut and paste and snip and release distorted pieces through selective leaks to the media in order to tell their fraudulent story. So I've got on the Oversight Committee the best committee of new members of Congress that exists, and I want to introduce one of them to you. I think we're starting with Representative Robert Garcia, who is from the 42nd District of California, the former mayor of Long Beach, California, who knows a lot about being a good executive. Please welcome Robert Garcia. So,